Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, April 2, 2025. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is warning criminals that they have no safe haven anywhere in Jamaica. He says the security forces will be relentlessly going after gangs, those who import weapons into the country, and those who use them to commit crimes.
For many years, we have had an unsophisticated national security apparatus. We have invested in improving the sophistication of our security apparatus. And that sophistication is not only in the purchase of equipment, in the training of our officers, but also in building strong diplomatic country-to-country relationships that will help us to undermine the criminal networks that exist across borders.
Prime Minister Holness informs that in the last 4 weeks, major shipments of illegal weapons and contraband entering the ports have been seized. He also reveals that the downward trend in violent crime continues, adding that since January, there has been a 64% decline in murders and a 38% decline in all major crimes. The Prime Minister was delivering the keynote address at the Manchester Chamber of Commerce Awards banquet held on Saturday. The $2 billion emergency island-wide main road patching program is 80% complete. Minister with responsibility for works, Robert Morgan, gave the update in Parliament yesterday. He said the broader $3 billion Reach Road Repair program was progressing steadily, with Phase 1 constituency-based works at 72% completion. Both phases are on track to be completed by June 2025.
The Prime Minister would have announced the $2 billion Reach Emergency program last year. It was not a patching program strictly, but included milling and paving and minor drain works. The program significantly relieved motorists and other road users and rehabilitated several of our main roads.
Minister Morgan also disclosed that the National Works Agency, NWA, would spend an additional $1.5 billion on road rehabilitation. This will be done through the quarterly patching program over the next 3 months to continue the work started under the Reach Emergency program last year. Still in Parliament, the Ministry of Finance has announced an extension of the Special Arrears Settlement Program until May 31, 2025. The program started in January for an initial 3 months to provide additional relief for taxpayers struggling with outstanding tax obligations. Giving notice of the extension, Portfolio Minister Favour Williams says the Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ has surpassed its $10 billion target, collecting over $10.5 billion in principal taxes.
The TAJ records show that compliance officers made over 30,000 contacts or intervention with taxpayers owing over $43 billion in principal taxes with associated interest, penalty, and surcharge of $49 billion. Of that, 90% of these taxpayers has expressed an interest to pay off their principal taxes. However, many taxpayers with very large principal balances have found it difficult to source the necessary funding to pay the principal taxes in the limited time given under the Special Arrears Settlement Program.
The Special Arrears Settlement Program is in place to encourage taxpayers to clear their principal tax amounts while receiving waivers on interest, penalties, and surcharges. Minister Williams says over $12 billion in interest, penalties, and surcharges are expected to be waived as a result of the program.
Since the program, Madam Speaker, over $615 million in interest, penalty, and surcharge has been removed from the system and represent just a fraction of the amount to be removed based on principal payments. The TAJ is configuring its system to automatically remove the qualifying interest, penalty, and surcharge by the end of April 30, 2025.
Residents of Frankfield and surrounding areas in Clarendon are celebrating the reopening of the Frankfield Health Centre after a $37 million overhaul. The 70-year-old Type 3 health facility underwent significant upgrading under the Ministry of Health and Wellness's Operation Refresh initiative. It is designed to revitalize and modernize health centers across the island. Repairs were funded by the National Health Fund (NHF). Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the facility now has a roof with secure decking, infrastructure with modern disaster-resilient designs, and new furniture.
Air conditioning units so people can wait in some comfort. Improve the bathroom facilities. More doctors' quarters, more confidential areas. For the staff, a kitchenette where they can have their lunch. A fridge, a stove, a microwave. Simple but important for better worker satisfaction. An autoclave and all the things that you need. We committed to doing that under Operation Refresh.
The renewed health center is now better equipped to provide essential health care, including maternal and child care, mental and environmental health, dental and pharmaceutical, along with general curative treatments. Frankfield, which receives over 6,000 visits from clients annually, is among 40 health centers in the Southern Regional Health Authority that have benefited from upgrades over the last 5 years. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining has officially opened the Mount Olive Farm Road in St. Andrew. Repairs, which include drainage, were done at a cost of $16.9 million under the ministry's National Farm Work Project. The newly paved 560-meter roadway is expected to improve access for over 2,000 farmers. During a recent tour of the project, Portfolio Minister Floyd Green highlighted that the road was one of several infrastructure developments in the parish.
We have done 5 road projects in the St. Andrew parish, over $81 million. And that is apart from a focus that we now have on coffee roads, where we have earmarked in St. Andrew an additional $31 million to do 3 coffee roads to ensure that our coffee farmers have access. So we're really ensuring that we treat with the farm road issue as we service these farmers.
In addition to road improvements, Minister Green says tractors and other farming implements will be made available to assist farmers in hilly terrain prepare their lands more efficiently.
What we recognize, there are a number of our farmers who operate in this hilly terrain. We have one handheld tractor at the parish office, but more are on the horizon. So when you're looking to prepare your land, reach out to the Rada Parish office so that we can move with the times and infuse the technology in what we do.
And finally, with different stages of the ban on plastics already in effect to address pollution, climate change and other environmental issues, students are being engaged to take a more active role. At the Global Recycling Day event recently, the National Solid Waste Management Authority called on students across the country to become superheroes for recycling. The call was made by Executive Director at the agency, Audley Gordon.
This is a habit that all of us should want to take up, where we practice recycling as a way of life. Consider the amount of garbage trucks that the country have to buy each year or each period. Consider the amount of lands that we have to dedicate to landfills. We could use less trucks, have less acreage for disposal site, and cost the taxpayers far less in their hard-earned dollars if we practice recycling.
Mr. Gordon is also encouraging all Jamaicans to take responsibility for their role in creating a sustainable environment that protects our natural resources.
Instead of just throwing out stuff, we look at ways how we can reuse them or recreate them to make meaningful use of them in our local space.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.